Hello, world. This is America's Supermom, and this is a special edition that I call the Corona Chronicles. During this time, we are suffering from a pandemic that is affecting everyone across the world. We are joined with the rules and regulations of being shelter in place, which means we are limited with the ability to go about our daily business, confined to our homes based on a coronavirus that has been sweeping the entire world. For some people, the effects could be mild. For others, it can be fatal. So we are coming together as a community, as a family during this time of difficulty to share what it is like in our part of the world, how we are affected, and the things that we have in common, what kind of problems that are taking place in our industries and in our relationships and finances, and coming together so that we can plan for a better tomorrow. As this epidemic or pandemic crosses the world, we are waiting for relief. We're waiting for the virus to die off and for us to go back to some state of normalcy, whatever that may be, after things kind of settle down. So, what is that going to look like once the dust settles? How are things going to be different? So, as we go through this process, we're coming together as a world to create ideas, strategies, connect in ways that we have never connected before. So, that is the purpose of the special podcast that I call the Corona Chronicles, so that we can get some insight and have empathy and compassion on one another, create new, innovative ideas that can not only improve our life, but our fellow brothers and sisters across the world. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for joining us today. I'm really excited about my next guest. We met through social media. I believe it was through Facebook, and or it might have been LinkedIn. I tell you, once we get connected on one platform, we join on the other. So really excited. We have been able to have a couple Zoom calls together and really kind of figure out that we are like minded on a lot of issues. And so it's really good to be able to network and find people that kind of really mesh with you. You feel like you have a connection. So I'm really excited about my next guest, Tina. And I just really am excited about her just ideas and just what her spin is on what we're experiencing right now with this pandemic. A lot of us don't have any answers. We don't understand how things are the way they are, but it's just an opportunity for us to have an organic conversation about, where do we go from here? So at this time, I want to give Tina the floor so she could introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her.
Well, thank you, Lachelle. My name is Tina Sasso, and I am a family nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I currently work in hematology full time, and on the side, what I'm passionate about is sharing health and wellness, nutrition
Mm-hmm.
information, and
Mm-hmm.
and just helping people get healthier. So that's what I'm passionate about.
Awesome. Okay. So, health and wellness is really a good topic this day and age because, you have people who are well and they're trying to stay well, and then you have people that are sick that are trying to get well. So, what are some tips? We just dive right in there. So, I'm sorry, you're probably like, okay, can I have a few minutes? But people want to know, what should they be doing to build up their immune system and just to overall stay healthier?
Yes. There's so many things that are important in building our, immune system and really balancing our immune system. We don't want our immune system to be underactive. We don't want it to be overactive. And so
Mhm.
there's a good balance there. And the main thing that, something that I share a lot about is the importance of phytonutrition. So really the
Mhm.
rainbow, eating the more of a variety of fruits and vegetables and berries.
Mhm.
Each of those nutrients work together synergistically to really get to the cellular level and help protect our bodies from disease and heal our bodies from disease as well.
Mm. I love that. So, walk us through what does a good plate look like in terms of, we're sitting down to eat. What are some things we should have on that plate
Really,
that would
yeah.
meet that criteria?
Really, the recommendation is nine. The old recommendation years ago was the old food pyramid, and five a day. We saw that for
Mhm.
probably 20 some years or more. But
Mhm.
really, the newer recommendation, it's been for a while now, is 9 to 13 servings a day of fruits and
Mm.
vegetables. And so at least half of our plate every meal should have fruits and vegetables on it.
That's good. Okay. Now, so 9 to 13 servings, that's a lot. So how would somebody, let's say, we're being real. A lot of us, as we go through this pandemic, we're doing some reflection, finding out we haven't been eating right. There are some things that we could change about sleeping, drinking water, all these other things. So for us to just get started, what would you recommend somebody do to kind of begin to meet that criteria of 9 to 13 servings a day?
So yes, it's really really hard for even the healthiest person, even the person that does juicing, even the person that's very health conscious, to get enough
Mhm.
fruits and vegetables every day. And it's not only is it hard to physically eat that much food, it's really hard. It's difficult to afford that much produce and get fresh, clean produce, especially right now during this time. And
Mhm.
so, something that I share that I was introduced to 5 years ago is something that
Mhm.
is basically encapsulated fruits, vegetables, and berries. A genius person thought about really encapsulating, taking the water out, getting the seeds and the skins, and all getting especially where all the nutrition is in fruits and vegetables and berries,
Mhm.
and basically pulverizing it and putting those powders into a capsule. And it's in
Oh.
chewables for children too. So that's the way I get my capsules I take every day give me the equivalent of 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries every day, along with a shake that gives me about 15 to 20 additional servings of whole grains, fruits, and vegetables.
That's good. Okay. So, let's see. So, what are some changes that you could say you have noticed um, pre eating a certain diet as opposed to now um, having this optimal diet?
Yes, for me, the biggest change has been a decrease in inflammation in my body.
Mhm.
Before, Juice Plus is the company. Before I started eating the fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule, and really being more aware of what I was putting in my body, I had a lot of back pain, a lot of inflammation. I have suffered from
Mm.
endometriosis and some other things and inflammation in my body. And after a few months of pouring my body with more whole food, I noticed less inflammation. The other thing I noticed was more energy and less brain
Mm.
fog. So, really just clearing my clearing my body physically helped with mental clarity and with energy as well.
Okay, that's good. Now, so this brain fog. So explain to us. What is brain fog, and what are some of the symptoms of that?
So brain fog is basically just not being able to concentrate, not being
Mm.
completely on point, aware, alert. And when our
Mm.
bodies are processing sugar, and there's a lot of inflammation going on in the body, it's really hard for our bodies to work optimally. And brain fog is one of the
Mm.
things that can come when we don't have the nutrition and the proper nutrients and vitamins that we need and that we can get not in a pill. There's no research to support a multivitamin, But when we get those natural, the vitamins through our fruit and vegetables, those are the phytonutrients that we need to keep our brains clear and our bodies clear.
Oh, I love that. Now, so do you have a meat-free diet, or is this are you able to get this mental clarity just with fruits and
Yeah,
vegetables, and or do you eat
I
meat?
do.
Because that's been
Yeah,
another
I
thing.
do
Yeah.
eat some meat. I think that one day I might be on the vegetarian vegan. I do a lot of vegan vegetarian options. For example, I just switched
Mhm.
to non-dairy yogurt, and I'm loving my little smoothie bowls I'm making in the morning with fresh organic berries and granola. But I really do try to limit the amount of meat that I eat. I about 20 plus years ago
Mhm.
gave up red meat and pork, but I do eat chicken, turkey, and
Okay.
fish. So I still do eat some meat, but I don't eat it all the time. Probably a couple times a week.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now, so switching gears back to your field of work, being a nurse
Yes.
practitioner. So, what are some things that you could tell us in terms of ways that we could kind of help, with these essential workers right now that are actually doing all the hard things, caring for people every day that are being affected with this virus. Many of us who are on lockdown at home, we are adding prayers on
Mm-hmm.
prayer lists and doing things that we feel that we can do. But what are some things that you would recommend for people who want to volunteer or want to help kind of lighten that load? What would you say?
Yeah. So at first, my first thought was going to be to say prayer. So I'm a believer, and I think praying for those that are,
Mhm.
um, not just healthcare workers, but the grocery store workers and the people that clean
Mhm.
that are still having to clean these areas, and even the Uber
Mhm.
and drivers. So I really think just really praying for
Mhm.
all of those that are out there on the front lines in every single way is the number one. And number two is reaching out. Right now it's hard enough for all of us. I think for emotional,
Mhm.
mental, emotional, our emotional health to when we're used to connecting, socially connecting, and
Mhm.
now with that physical distance it's a little bit harder to do that. And I think that really reaching out to those on the
Mhm.
front lines and saying thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, we're praying, just letting them know that you're praying for them, thinking of them, and that you're there for them, and reaching out. And also reaching out to your local organizations and seeing if there are volunteer opportunities, if you're able to do that. And not just
Mhm.
monetarily, you can donate money, but also seeing if there's any ways that you can for example make masks or make other things or donate other things that can really help
Mhm.
those in need right now.
I appreciate that because, just like you said about this brain fog, a lot of us have that right now when it comes to, we're trying to figure out what is tomorrow going to look like? When is this economy going to turn around? And so many questions people have that something simple like, finding good ways to volunteer, you can't even think of that. You're just trying to make it from day
Right.
to day. So that's very insightful for you to tell us how we could do that. What has life been like for you as a nurse practitioner, being somewhat on the front lines, or, just what are some changes that you have had to incur with this pandemic?
Yes. So for me, I've had a little bit of a challenge because struggling with the idea of not being truly on the front lines. So when you go into
Okay.
the nursing field, the medical field, um, you're going to help and serve others. And so I am right now working in a small practice, a small group with hematologists. And because there's only a handful of us, they have told me to stay home. So for the last month, I've been doing
Mhm.
telemedicine. So,
Mhm.
it's a blessing, but I also at the same time kind of struggle with not being on the front lines. I'm on call to be on the front lines. We've been prepared to be in a disaster relief type mode that we haven't had to, um, you know, start, but just in case
Mhm.
we are in that. So just preparing mentally for that the last month. Just it goes back to my self-care, just making sure I'm taking care of myself, because when you take care of yourself, you're going to be better prepared to take care of others. So I've been trying to do yoga daily, my essential oils, my taking walks with my mask on, but just doing things to make sure I'm okay, so that when I am called to the front lines, that I'm ready to take care of the others, outside myself.
I love that, and I love you for your service, and the whole thing of telemedicine. Now, were you doing that before this whole thing happened, or what did that look like? That transition?
With telemedicine at Vanderbilt, there were some locations and some providers that were starting to do it here and there, but it was very, very, very little amount of it going on. Within a week or two, Vanderbilt had all of the doctors and nurse practitioners up on telemedicine. It was amazing. And so it was just, there was fire, under all the, I can't even give kudos enough to all the IT, and I can't imagine, working round the clock to get us up on telemedicine to be able to see patients. But within a week or two, everything was up and running on telemedicine.
That is true. Now, that's even an element to bring up in terms of you're in a pandemic, and then you have to learn something new. It's crisis mode. How were you able to kind of navigate through that?
There was really no, it's just, there was really no training. It's just, there was about 20 emails a day for the last month. And you just, make sure you keep up with your emails, and you just do the next thing. You just do what you have to do. And I think knowing that there was so many out there on those front lines, the least I could do was make sure I'm taking care of the patients on telemedicine and getting my patients what they need, over the video and visits. And it's really gone smoothly. Everyone's really enjoyed it. They've really enjoyed being able to have their visits in their pajamas and not have to come into the clinic. I'm not sure after this time, many people are going to want to come to the clinic for their visits, but yeah, it's going to be a transition back to quote unquote normal, and hopefully a different normal is definitely what I'm hoping.
Right. Now, so how do you feel that you've grown through this process? Because, you had to learn a new way of conducting business with telemedicine, and then, you've got to also prepare yourself for being available if something just, gets overwhelming for the healthcare industry in your area. So what kind of things have you noticed in your own life that have really strengthened you and grown you during this time?
For me, I am go, 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 go all of the time. I love to travel. I love to be with others. I love community. And so just for me, this time has forced me, and I'm happy that it has, to be still, to just really be still. And I've taken quiet time. I've been doing meditation and quiet time every day. I'm really, for me, it's been a time that I've gotten closer to God, and really, really grown spiritually and mentally and emotionally too. And I think, getting more excited about my future, what God has for my future, and kind of things falling into place as far as clarity of where I'd like to see things go. I've had time to actually just sit and think and pray about it. So it's been really good for me to just be still.
I love that. Now, so you said one of the things is that, well, we don't know for sure, but some people may not want to go back into the office. We can kind of get used to this new way of doing things. So with that being the case, what is one thing that you have created as somewhat of a habit, so to say, that you still want to keep up with this, when things kind of go back to normal?
Yeah. So kind of to reiterate what I just said, I think yoga and quiet time. So having my quiet time every day, I was trying to do that before. Trying is the key word. I wasn't getting it in every day. Now it's something that I just do every day, and I just know that I need that quiet time. So whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, I know that I'm going to definitely have some quiet time, and I'm going to do everything I can to do that in the morning, first thing. And the other thing is yoga. Whether it's 15, 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to make sure I get some kind of physical activity, whether it's yoga, walk. But the yoga has really been healing and centering for me. So I'm going to try to continue that. And really the free yoga online is what I've been doing.
Okay. Love that. That's really good. Now, so are you a book reader or listen to podcasts or anything? Because a lot of us have a lot of time on our hands. And that's one of the things that people are always, what can I do with myself? So, do you have any books or podcasts that you would recommend?
I really don't have anything specific. I enjoy reading and I haven't read in a long time. And surprisingly, with all this extra time, you think I would be reading, but I've really just been more doing um, the meditation, the quiet time, the yoga, taking
Mm-hmm.
walks. And I did buy two books. I have a slew of books that I still have to read on my shelf, but two of the books I
Mm-hmm.
recently bought. One is called You Can Heal Your Life by Lewis Hay. And the
Oh.
other book is called The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And that was what a New
Mm.
York Times bestseller. So these are two books that from some of the feeds actually on social media of people that I really respect and enjoy their posts and their encouragement and their positivity. Recommended these books. So I look forward to reading. These are my next two books to read.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what is the best way for people to get a hold of you? A lot of people might be like, "Hey, she's got something going on with this, ways that she's able to accomplish eating the right amount of foods in terms of fruits and vegetables." So what is the best way for somebody to reach
Yeah,
out?
they can reach out to me on my email address, which is
Mhm.
wholefoodnp as a nurse practitioner dot tina@gmail.com, or they can go to
Okay.
tinasasso.juiceplus.com and they can find me there. My number
Mhm.
is listed there on the website.
Awesome. Well, are there any final words that you would want to share with the audience?
Oh, I just want everyone to know that, to stay safe, try to just
Mhm.
be mindful, and take care of yourselves. Just make sure you take time for you every day, whatever that means for you, to make sure that you're as healthy as you can be so that you can help others. There's a lot of people right now that need help and encouragement. So the better you can take care of yourself, the better you can be there for those in your community.
So good. That is some great advice. So we just want to thank you so much, Tina. This has just been great. You've given us some great things to kind of aspire and start working on. I know, especially me, with eating more servings of fruits and vegetables. But want to thank you again for your words of wisdom and look forward to speaking with you soon,
Thank you
okay?
so much for having me. It was an honor. I really enjoyed it as well.
All right. Well, you have a
You
good day,
too. Thank
okay?
you. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
What a great interview. Just really eye opening how many of us contribute during times of need in different ways. And um, it's interesting to see how, we feel that some things um, don't get the importance as other things, but I really challenge all of us to look at ways that we all are part of the essential team, whether we are at home, actively in prayer, or contributing help and resources and skills to those that are on the front lines. It's just interesting how, we all come together to create a legacy for the needs that our entire world needs, one in one way or the other. So I just want to thank Tina for her insight and reminding us all that we all can do a little something to eat better, to take care of ourselves, and to be mindful of the contribution that we can give to others, no matter how uh, small we may feel that those contributions are. If you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, please email me at info@LachelleAtkins.com, or you can reach out to me through Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, or my YouTube channel. And lastly, if something in this podcast resonates with you, please feel free to share it with others. It may be a lifeline to them in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Thanks again for listening.